Hello, Canada, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about books, and so I'm here with Ali. Uh, and Ali, you know the big stereotype about us teens that we don't like to read books at all.
Yeah, that's definitely. We don't like to read books. We are more into technology. Everybody's on their phones and they're reading articles on their phone, Instagram, Facebook, and etc. websites. Because technologies, I feel like it's just taking over, and the teens are distracted by it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then I think this is a big misconception that we don't read books because sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. Me personally,
yeah,
I don't love books, but I do read them because of the knowledge you can gain from just reading one book and finishing it a period of time. What do you think? What do you think you can gain from reading a book?
I think you can gain a lot of new words, dictionary words. You can learn new meaning of new words that you read, and you can learn a lot of different stories. Depends on the books you're reading. If you're reading books about, let's say, history, war, anything, you can learn a lot of different things about different people, famous people, famous writers, what happened back in the history in the 1800s, how people lived, and I'm watching this show called Earth Ago, and it's really interesting. Yeah,
And so yeah, I definitely think that books open up your social skill too. Like makes you a better person in
yeah,
time, and I feel like it gives you a lot of knowledge just reading something at least every day. I think even reading a newspaper every day gives you some type of knowledge, and it makes you way
for
mature
sure.
as a teen.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. That's no doubt. Yeah.
So I've actually been reading a book that's called Walking Dead, Rise of
Yeah.
the Governor, and this book is really interesting to me because I'm a big nerd of The Walking Dead, and I feel like
I
this
watched
book.
it.
Sorry.
It's really interesting. I watched the show of it. It's really interesting. A lot of story behind it, shows what happens in it. You learn a lot of things in it.
Yeah, so
It's kind of like survival. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
reading this book, and it's actually it takes place in Woodbury in New York, and so Governor is actually a person. This guy, there's a certain amount of survivors that have to fight towards the zombies, and they have to kill them in order to get to this governor and take him down because he's just taking all the food and he's trying to kill other survivors for some reason. I don't
yeah,
understand. Like I've not read because there's more than one section to this book. I think this is the first. I think this is only the first section of the book, and there's like four or five more. And so I think if I can get my hands on these books, I'm gonna read them again. This book was written by Robert Caraham. I think these guys are geniuses, and
yeah,
I feel like everybody at least should read some type of book. No, it doesn't matter if
yeah,
it's a comic book, doesn't matter if it's a newspaper article, but
yeah.
out of digitally, like it has to be physically in your hand and not on your phone. What do you think?
I definitely agree. I'm reading my religious book called Quran. It's basically like history, and I think it's the best book ever to read. It helps you as a person learn more about your history. This book tells you a lot about what's going to happen in the future, and yeah,
And so, why do you think the Quran is important? Because I'm also Muslim too, right? And I think a
yeah.
lot of people don't know why the Quran is important in our religion. So, why do you think it's important?
I think it's important because this book has everything in it that you need to know, and you need to know everything that's in it. I think it's important because you need to know the aspects of life and rules. Because I think this is a book that you need to know so you can gain more knowledge, and you know what you're doing in life, and you know you're not doing wrong things, and you know things like what things are right and what things are wrong, and yeah.
So, you're saying this book is a guidance towards being a pure Muslim.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, then I was gonna ask too that do you think this Quran book, like you were talking, do you think this Quran book makes us a better human being?
Yes, definitely, 100%. It makes us a better human being because, like I told you, it's a pure life guidance. It tells you to do things and tells you the difference between right and wrong things. It tells you what's gonna happen in the future. It tells you about you know about what happened in 1800s and back then and how everything was back then. I don't think a lot of people know that, and I think a lot of people need to read it and learn. And there's a lot of people that convert to Muslims for a reason. They convert their religion for a reason because they know that this is the book
There
that's
was
gonna make
actually
you
a famous
a person.
boxer, as you would know, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
He actually converted to a Muslim, and
Yeah.
after he converted to a Muslim, this is actually a true story, and you guys can search it up. After he kept losing his boxing fights, and after he converted into a Muslim, he actually started winning. He became one of the best boxers of all times. And
Yeah. That's
he
the
started
thing.
praying to Allah, and he like
Of course,
it's
that's
just
the thing. That's the thing that people don't understand that this thing, the Quran and reading and praying, it's a thing that can guide you and help you as a person. And I've noticed it that when I do it, it gives me that comfort I want and makes it's peaceful to read. And even I know there's singers that like you know Junaid Jamshed was also a singer and then he became an actual thing and yeah so yeah he became more religious. He stopped doing
and
music. He stopped you know going to the wrong path. And Allah guided him, and yeah, because
and
this
so
thing guided him, yeah.
And so what we're trying to say is that all of you guys out there, you should not leave everything. But
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
telling you that the Quran gives us a way, path to
A
guide
right
us.
path.
And
A
it's
right
there's
path.
no sin, there's no sin reading, there's no sin of dancing, there's no sin of singing or anything. It just makes you a better person. That's all because there's a lot of misconception about our religion too in the world nowadays, right?
Yeah, I think the miss were exceptions is just all the talk, because there's a lot of people that are every day converting into Islam and this religion for a reason, because they know, because smart people are just converting into it. I've seen a lot of you know, Somalis are black. I've seen a lot of black. I've seen a lot of Chinese people. I've seen a lot of people, different kind of people, coming in the mosque on Friday prayers and reading. Um, because they know this thing is right and they know this is going to lead them to their final destiny. And you know, it says in the Quran that we're only here on this earth for a temporary time. We're not here forever. Our real destination is afterlife. And yeah,
Uh, definitely.
yeah,
And so our religion does not see color, does not see race, does not see anything, does not see your
yeah,
religion. We accept everybody. So thank you, Ali,
I
for
agree.
coming in this broadcast again. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now on our hands. And thank you, Canada, for listening. We'll catch you at
Thank you so
another
much
time.
for this.